again. But today, I'm excited, right? I'm excited, right? So today is meal prep day. So day one, I talked to you guys about essentially how to grocery shop, right? Essentially staying on the perimeter, making sure you don't work inside because the closer to the middle of the store you get, the worse the choices get, right? So we talked about staying on the perimeter, making sure we shop the appropriate way. Yesterday, we covered snacking and how to prevent or avoid snacking, how to make sure we have full balanced meals. We have covered both of those on day one, excuse me, on day one and day two. Now, day three, here we are. Day three is the meal prep day, right? Meal prep. Reason why I thought it was important for us to cover meal prep is because I'm constantly getting asked, George, what do you eat? Like, tell me how I can structure my meal plans, or what are things that I need that I can eat and that I can't eat? What are things I need to stay away from, right? So today we are about to get that covered. All right. So do me a favor. Make sure you stay active in the chat. I don't care if you are on the Facebook stream or the YouTube stream. Make sure you're active. I'll try my best to get as many questions as I can. Of course, I know today is probably going to be where we will see the most questions. So anytime you got a question, shoot it to me. I've got some assistants that'll make sure I see those questions directly. But like I said, boom, without further ado, we are about to get to it. Meal preps, right? Meal prep. Told you, you can't do this thing without planning. So you plan because you went first. You made the decision. You made the choice up here. You made the choice and said, all right, I'm tired of playing around. It's time for me to get it together. I'm going to do what I need to do, make the right decisions. The choice, right? Words turned into actions, correct? So we went grocery shopping and we got everything we needed. Now it's time to meal prep, right? How can I effectively structure my meals? What options do I have? What are things I need to stay away from, right? So you want to make sure you have, if you have not taken notes any other day, you want to make sure you take notes today. Got it? Make sure you take notes today. I'm going to tell you some things that's going to bother you. I know one thing for sure that's going to bother you off top. I'm going to tell you some things that are going to bother you. I'm going to tell you some things that are going to be helpful. And then I'm going to tell you how to kind of have fun with this thing. All right. I want to make sure I cover all three of those bases. Got it? So let's start with this. Proteins, right? What is protein? Essentially, your protein is your meat, right? You have to make sure you are getting an ample amount of protein in your daily routine. All right. So, George, what is a good rule of thumb for protein? Well, here's the simplest way to break it down. However much you weigh. Like for me, I weigh 180. I'm 180 now. All right. So, man, I told y'all, listen, when I started this thing, I was 219. 219 to 180. Listen, it's possible. It's possible to do it, and it's possible to do it the right way. Have fun with it, right? All right. So, you want to make sure you get the right amount of protein. All right. So, how do we configure that? So, I weigh 180. So, the rule of thumb is a gram of protein per pound of body weight, right? A gram of protein per pound of body weight. So essentially, I need to make sure I get at least 180 grams of protein in a day. In a 24-hour time span, I need to make sure I get at least 180 grams of protein. Now, I go over because I have structured my meal plans around more high protein, with a high protein structure, right? So that's just me. But for you, you want to make sure, that's why I told you this thing right here. And you don't have to get one that's as in-depth as this. You can get small ones. I got portable ones. I told you I have food scales all around me. You want to make sure you have a food scale. So, and that's just to start you out. You kind of get to a place where you can start to eyeball, things that you need to see. You can kind of eyeball what you need, what you don't need, what you got to have. You can kind of get to the place where you can eyeball it. But first, use that food scale. It's your friend. Got it? Is it tedious? Yes. But if this thing was easy, everybody would do it. It would be no problem, right? So you're going to have to make some extra steps in the beginning to make sure you are kind of structuring things the way you need to structure them, all right? So a gram of protein per pound of body weight. Now, what are good protein sources? Here's where I'm going to rub some of you all the wrong way. I'm going to list the protein sources that you are good with. Got it? Fish, right? So essentially when I say fish, salmon, tilapia, shrimp, I like cod is another clean, fresh fish. All right, so salmon, tilapia, cod, shrimp, and it's other fish in there that are good. You kind of can't go wrong with fish unless like catfish. No, don't even ask me about catfish. We're not even talking about catfish. All right, but you want to get a good solid. You want to get a good weight out of it. You wouldn't want to do something like whiting or catfish because whiting. I said waiting, whiting or catfish because you're gonna be inclined to throw that in the fryer, and we're trying to stay away from fried foods. Got it? Air fryer, yes. Air fryer, good. Grease, no. We kind of want to avoid that. All right. Because I can tell you, you're pretty much going to cook the nutrients right out of it, and then you just back at a cookout, and we want to avoid that. We want to make better choices this year, right? So those are your protein. Well, that's fish. Turkey is a great source of protein. Chicken is a great source of protein. I don't eat steak, but steak is a great source of protein. Got it? And I'm going to draw the line there. Notice, Miss Gaines, what is a good healthy breakfast? I'm going to get to breakfast. Just let me work through it. I promise you I got you. I'm going to start with breakfast and work lunch and dinner on in there once I get to talking about the meal preps. I got you, though. All right, so you want to look at your chicken, turkey, steak, which is beef. And that's pretty much kind of where you want to be. Chicken, turkey, steak. Chicken, turkey, steak. Chicken, turkey, steak. You can do other meats like bison and things like that, deer, venison. You can do things like that. But what you want to stay away from, quick question. Is it more beneficial to get a protein shake before or after the workout? It's more beneficial to do your protein shake post-workout. Post-workout, you want to refuel your body. You want to hit some things that you just lost during the workout. So it's more beneficial to do it post-workout. Got it? But back on cue. You want to stay away from pork. Yeah, you want to stay away from pork. Stay away from pork. It's not really beneficial, right? So ribs, not really beneficial for you. Bacon, not really beneficial for you, right? You want to stay away from pork. I can't make it any simpler, right? And I know that's hard, right? No, I'm not leaning more towards pescatarian because a pescatarian means you only eat what comes out of the water. I'm still telling you, you knock out chicken, turkey, beef, so your steak, hamburgers, things like that. Like I'm still telling you, ground beef, those things are still good. I'm just telling you, pork is not your friend. Pork is not your friend, okay? We got to start to transition away from the pork. We got to let pork go, or even if it's something that we do in moderation, that word that nobody likes to use, moderation, meaning I'm not hitting it every day. I'm not even hitting pork every week, right? Conecuh sausage, no, stay away from it. Why not pork? Because pork is not there. Okay, when you look at the nutrition value of pork is going to bring you a lot more fat than it does protein, right? That's not what you want to be. When you're trying to lean out, you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to, you go back to where we talked about yesterday and the day before, you don't want to jump your body up by consuming high amounts of fat and think that you're going to lean out or lose it. It's not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen. So pork, you want to keep pork off the menu as much as possible. Like I said, you can stick with your fish, your salmon, your tilapia, cod, shrimp. You can get to your turkey, your chicken, your ground beef, your steaks. All those things are still in play. Very much good for you. Still in play. Very much good for you, okay? Those things, knock those out at all times. Got it? At all times. Pork has more fat. Yes, pork is very fatty. That's why I'm telling you, pork is something you need to stay away from. It's not going to help you in your journey. Does it taste good? When we sop it up with some Sweet Baby Ray's? Absolutely. Absolutely. But is it the right choice? And that's what we're after, making the right choice. Got it? So even if you're not ready to completely remove pork from your daily or weekly routine, that's fine. You want to do it in moderation. So maybe once a week, you say, I'm going to have some Conecuh sausage, or once a week, I'm going to go get a little rib plate. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Not consistently. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Shucky, I see you, my guy. Been cleaning pork. See here. I'm telling you, once you transition from pork, it's really not a hard thing to just stay away from. It's not. I promise you. I promise you. I know y'all like, oh, no, but it's not hard. And I would tell you this, and I'm being completely honest. The hardest thing with making the right choice as it pertains to eating, we don't like being told what we can and can't eat. And we just have to be honest. We don't like being told, I'm grown. How you going to tell me what I can't eat, right? We don't like being told what we can and cannot eat. We don't like that. But I'm just trying to help you. Just friendly advice. I'm trying to help you, right? So let's make the right choice. So let's get into it, right? Let's get into it. So let's start with breakfast. And I didn't really prep any breakfast. I prepped a bunch of lunch. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I've been in here cooking all morning. Like, I feel like I was catering for an event, like meal prepping for some friends or something. Like, I've been in here getting active all morning just for you all. That's how much I love doing this, and that's how much I want to make sure that everybody has information that's beneficial, and things that can help you in the long run. And like I said, you can always access me. I know a lot of y'all have reached out to my mom for questions. You can access me. My socials are my Instagram, TikTok. DM me. I'm there. If you have my number, text me. If you don't, you have my email. If you want my email, I will slide you my email right now. Shoot me an email. I'm more than happy to kind of help you talk through this. I'll give it to you real quick. matt.matthews05@gmail.com. Matt, M-A-T-T, .MATTHEWS05@gmail.com. There, if you have any questions and things that you may not want to ask here in the public sector, email me. I'll get back to you, all right? So listen, real quick, breakfast. Now, I'm going to tell you what makes life easy for me. I have no problem eating the same thing, right? I'll eat the same thing until I get tired, and then I'll figure out a different way to eat the same thing, right? So, because what has to happen is you have to trick your mind. I have friends that tell me, oh, man, like, I just cannot eat the same thing over and over again. Well, let's address that in meal prep, right? So when I cook salmon, I go to Sam's. I buy my salmon from Sam's because I can buy the entire plank of salmon, right? Versus, you got to be smart about this, versus going to Publix. And when you go to Publix, thank you, Danica, for putting that in there. When you go to Publix and you buy salmon and you're buying a piece of salmon for like $6.99 for a piece or $7.99 for a piece, out of the entire plank that I get from Sam's, I can cut 6 quality pieces out of that. 6 quality pieces. And I'm going to spend about $24, $25 for that. But that's me going to Sam's. If you go to Publix and you're spending $7.99 a piece, that's why your numbers, you're going to be like, man, this is too expensive. Is it more expensive to eat healthy? It is. Now, let me just go ahead and address the elephant in the room. It's definitely more expensive to eat healthy than it is to eat the bad stuff. The bad stuff is just cheap. Like, you can go grab whatever you want. Bro, go to McDonald's. You can get everything you want on the dollar menu, $1.50 menu, whatever it is. Wendy's got the 5 for $5. Everybody's got a bundle deal. Like, everybody, it's good. You can eat cheap and be unhealthy. And what happens is, while you are enjoying that, while your budget may appreciate it, your lifespan's getting shorter. So you tell me what choice you want to make. You plan on being here for a long time? We got to make better choices. And it starts right here in the kitchen. Got it? All right. So for my breakfast, right? For my breakfast. Oh, no, what I was saying was, when you're in your meal prep, season your foods differently. Season your foods differently. So if I'm cooking salmon and I got 6 pieces of salmon, I'm going to season 3 of them one way, and I'll season 3 of them another way. So that way, I'm alternating. And each day, though I'm eating the same thing, my mind feels like it's getting a completely different meal. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm getting a complete, I'm not even going to use the same seasonings at all. Same vegetables, same protein, same meat, but I'm going to season them completely different. I may use a different sauce. So that way it's like I can still be excited because I got something completely different. Got it? So I will outline for you guys what my breakfast looks like. I will not give you the macros because we didn't really cover macros and micros. Listen, y'all let me know this real quick. I haven't even talked to Pastor Jay, but I feel like we need to do like a 3-month checkup. A 3-month checkup, right? I was thinking 6 months last night, but I was like, dang, 6 months might be way too long, and some people may be way off track. So y'all let me know in the chat if y'all think we should do a 3-month checkup or a 6-month checkup. Either one, please let me know in the chat. So when I talk to Pastor Jay, I can have a bit of a leg to stand on as far as when we need to put this back on the counter. So please let me know. 3-month checkup where we come back and we do this series again, or 6-month checkup where we come back and do this series again in 6 months, or we just don't do it at all. Y'all just let me know. Either way, I'm good. I'm good. All right. Somebody said, a monthly checkup. Yo. All right, Pastor Jay, we'll talk about it. We'll kick that idea around, okay? All right. So listen. So my breakfast, all right? And I'm not going to give you the macros. Like I said, I'll cover the macros next time we get together. But so my macros work for me. And I told you guys, I eat 5 meals a day. I eat a lot. And you see my frame, you see my figure. I told you I started at 219. I'm 180 right now. I haven't lost muscle mass. I have everything I want to have. I eat, but I eat the right things. Got it? So here's breakfast number one. My breakfast meal number one, I would say it's pretty simple for people to do, is a breakfast wrap. Do a breakfast wrap. Get some chicken breasts, or you can use shrimp, or you can do like ground turkey, however, or turkey patties. Jenny O makes a turkey sausage that tastes just like pork sausage. Jenny O, I will show you a picture of what the actual turkey sausage looks like. It's this pack right here. Oh, can y'all see that? Right, there you go. Right, Jenny O turkey sausage. That's it right there. It tastes just like pork sausage. It is really good. It's very healthy, very clean. So that's a good option for your breakfast. All right. So breakfast wrap. What type of wraps do I need to use? These. Extreme Wellness. Extreme Wellness. High fiber, right? I will read you the nutrition facts. One tortilla is 60 calories. Total fat, 1.5 grams of fat. Any carbs, 16 grams of carbs. Any sugars, no sugars. 12 grams of fiber, 4 grams of protein. You're good here, right? You are good here. You just want to watch it because this is a carb source. So you want to watch it. I keep my carbs pretty low. So if I do my carbs, for me, my carbs usually happen in the morning and at lunch. After lunch, it's no more carbs in. That's me though, right? That's just what works for me. I don't do carbs anymore after 12 o'clock. So my carbs are from morning to about 12. After that, I pretty much stay away from the carbs, right? So Extreme Wellness tortilla, take that. You have some, where do you get these from? You can get these from Walmart, Publix. I will show them to you again so you guys can see it, right? And they have different sizes. This is the, I don't know what size this is. Yeah, I don't know what size this is. Usually it says what size it is. But you just want to look at the one that says 60 calories and one tortilla is 45 grams as far as the serving size. So that I can't, because it normally has the size of it. Maybe I tore it off. Maybe it had the top part when I tore it off. I don't know. I apologize. All right. So Walmart, Publix, you can get those, right? All right. So take that. You want to take egg whites, scramble up your egg whites, drop the egg whites in the wrap, drop your chicken or shrimp or whatever meat that you're using in that wrap. Listen, I'm not a proponent of having cheese every day all the time. Like, I don't frequent cheese like that. But I told you yesterday, if you guys are going to use cheese, use the low-fat, fat-free mozzarella cheese. I read you the nutrition label to let you know, like, you're good on it if you go with that style, right? But even if you use other cheese, you just want to kind of use it in moderation. But that's cool. That's a cool, full-filling breakfast. I'm trying to give you a breakfast that's going to fill you up. Miss Todd, I see you ask, what about oatmeal for breakfast? Oatmeal works, right? Oatmeal works. But you want to get the steel cut rolled oats. You don't want to use the ones that have like the fruits in them and they're loaded with sugar and all that. You want to get the old-fashioned steel cut rolled oats. They come in the canister, the cylinder canister. That's what you want. Those are going to help you. The other ones, they're going to be too high in sugar. If you read through it, they're too high in sugar. It's going to mess you up. And you'll be like, George, it's not moving like I want it to move, right? Why not whole eggs? Whole eggs are cool. Whole eggs are cool. It's nothing wrong with whole eggs. You kind of got, that's another topic for another day. It's so much in whole eggs versus egg whites. Usually if I do something out and I need whole eggs, I'll use one whole eggs and use the rest of egg whites. Like, you're going to get into a bit of a higher dose of cholesterol when you use whole eggs versus using egg whites, right? So my egg whites of choice, I think I used the last ones today. Yep, I use the last ones, but Bob Evans egg whites is carton of egg whites. I use it. I weigh it out. Boom. There you go. Right. All right. So there's breakfast. That's a breakfast wrap. Boom. You're done. I promise you, it's gonna hold you. It's gonna be a filling wrap, and you can weigh everything out, and that'll help you understand your macros. When I told you about MyFitnessPal, I told you I like to use the app called Lose It as far as keeping up with everything you're eating for the day. And even if you don't want to do that, let me help you guys real quick. The easiest way, if you say, George, that sounds too complicated to me, how can I do this the easy way? I'm going to tell you the easiest way to do this. All your meals, meat, veggies. Meat, veggies. Meat, veggies. Meat, veggies. Keep it simple. Don't go with a lot of breads. You don't need a roll with every meal. You don't need a biscuit with every meal. You don't need a biscuit for breakfast. No. We're trying to get rid of rolls. So if we're getting rid of rolls, you can't be eating them. Like, you cannot eat them and think they're going to go away on your body. Not going to happen. Got it? So you want to be watchful. All right. Meal 2. Keep it simple. Breakfast. You can do an omelet. You can do an omelet. Load your omelet with proteins. Load your omelet with protein. So you can load your omelet with bell pepper. Load your omelet with tomatoes, cilantro. I love jalapenos. Load your omelet with those things, and then stack your meat in there. So if you're doing chicken, boom. If you're doing shrimp, boom, right? Near. We gotta get active on the rolls, though. We can't have the rolls. Rolls and rolls don't go together. Rolls going in your mouth means rolls on your side and rolls on your back. Just remember, I said that, okay? All right, so listen. All right, so omelet. Load that omelet up, right? Boom. That's breakfast. It's a full filling breakfast. And one thing that you all have to make sure you're doing a better job of, finish your food. Finish your food, right? So see, if you are only eating parts of your food and then an hour and a half passes and you're hungry, and you're like, oh man, guess what you're going to go do? Find a snack. Why are you finding a snack? Because you set yourself up for failure with your first meal. Eat your food. Even if you have to take it with you, even if you feel like you're full in the moment, like, wrap it up and take it with you and eat it on the way to work. Eat it on the way to work, right? Eat it on the way to work. And I didn't mention, I saw mine Karen said spinach. I love spinach. Spinach goes in everything for me because I'm going to keep the greenery in there because it's going to help flush your system, right? The greenery is going to help flush your system. You got to eat some things that are living. You can't build a diet off only eating things that are dead. What do I mean? When you get all your protein sources, each and every one of those are dead when you get them. You want things that are green, and when you cook it, whoa, newsflash. When you cook your vegetables should still have a crunch. I don't know if anybody told you that, but they should still have a crunch. Yep, learning something new today, right? So when you cook asparagus, it should still be a crunch. Your asparagus shouldn't be wilted and flimsy. You can just like do it like that. Like, your asparagus should still have a crunch. It still has all the nutrients in it. Your broccoli, crunch. If you can just smush your broccoli like this with your fingers, trust me, there are no nutrients there. You have cooked all of them out. You have cooked all of them out. I was at work one time. Kid you not. I was at work one time and I warmed up my food, and one of my coworkers saw me and she said, Mr. George, that broccoli isn't done. And I said, what you mean? She said, it's too green. It's too green. I said, no, this is the way you are supposed to eat it. But culturally, right, we have been taught that you got to cook that bad boy down. You got to cook it to where it's almost just like you could slurp it up almost like, come on now, there are no nutrients in it. The nutritional value is gone, right? So that's for all vegetables, your broccoli, your asparagus, green beans, things like that. You want it to have a crunch. Do not cook it all the way down until there's no crunch. No crunch means no nutrients. You cooked them out of there, okay? All right? All right, so here we go. That's breakfast 1, breakfast 2. I will give you a third breakfast meal. Third breakfast meal. And this is my breakfast meal. I'm going to give you mine. I have been eating this and mind you, I'm just giving you samples. I'm just throwing samples out there for you to just kind of jot some down to give yourself, because it's easy to get lost in trying to figure out. People always ask me, again, where do I start? I'm just giving you meal options that you can start with, all right? So, boom. Breakfast. This is my breakfast of choice, right? So it's egg whites. I usually weigh out probably about 130, 140 grams of egg whites. Got it? 130, 140 grams of egg whites. I see you, Ms. Todd. 130 to 100. This is for me again now. This is for me. So don't try to use my exact metrics. But I'm just telling you. I weigh out about 130, 140 grams of egg whites, right? And I cook those with tomatoes, bell pepper, cilantro. Cilantro is a secret ingredient. I do not tell a lot of people about that, but I'm giving y'all that today. If you do not cook with cilantro, start cooking with cilantro. It will change the game for everything you cook. It is such a flavorful plant. So much so I started growing it in my backyard. I was like, I'm gonna just grow this. I don't have to go to the store and buy it. I'm gonna just grow it myself. Cilantro is chef kiss. All right, so boom. So egg whites, cilantro, tomatoes, bell pepper. I like red onions because red onions are way more flavorful. All right, so red onions. I cook all that with my egg whites. Got it? Cook that up, season it, boom. I put it in a bowl, like a bowl like this. I truly make a breakfast bowl. So I eat a bowl like this, right? So my bottom layer is my egg whites. On top of that, I cut up an entire chicken breast, right? I cut up an entire chicken breast. So when I prep, I'll make certain things that are meal preps, and then I have certain things that are just for me to use for later. So for instance, I'm gonna just show you guys how. All right, so these are chicken breasts that I had that I left over that I didn't add to meal preps this morning, right? And so what I would do is genuinely keep preps like this to the side, chicken like this to the side. So for my breakfast bowl, I'll take one of these chicken breasts, right? So boom, whole chicken breast. I will take a whole chicken breast and cut it up, right? And that goes on top of the egg whites. And then right behind that, I throw my hash browns on there. And you might be saying, hash browns? Aren't those bad? So listen, I told you can have fun with this, right? So your hash browns are, I'll read the bag. This is my backup bag of hash browns. These are the ones I like. I like the ones in the green bag that aren't in the frozen section, but they're next to the meat. If you go to Publix or Walmart, they're like next to the meat or next to the eggs in like the green bag. But I just needed something real quick to just have in the freezer in case I run out. So I keep the Great Value shredded joints. Don't knock Great Value. They're good sometimes, right? So I keep this in the freezer. So if I ever run out, I can just go get these real quick. So I'm never just without, right? So boom. I'll read you the metrics of this. And a serving size of this is 1 cup, 85 grams. That's 70 calories. 0 grams of fat, 0 grams of saturated fat, 0 grams of trans fat, 17 grams of carbs, 0 grams of sugar, 1 gram of protein. So this is just my carb source with my breakfast to make sure it holds me, right? So I won't do 1 serving because 1 serving is 85 grams. I'll do like a serving and a half. I'm usually around about 130 or 140 on that. And so I put those on top of that, throw a little bit of that sugar-free ketchup on it. That's my breakfast bowl. I have been eating that for about 2 months now. Breakfast bowl. It is so simple and so easy and so filling. And for me, I drink my protein shake with my breakfast. I don't use my protein shake as a meal replacement. And I will never advocate, like, I want you to get your proteins from food. I don't want you to become so accustomed to having a protein shake as a meal replacement. Right? So I do that. My protein is about, not my protein. My breakfast is about 600 calories in totality, a little over 600 once I put the yogurt. Remember I told you I make the parfait too. So it's my breakfast bowl, it's my protein shake, and it's my yogurt. And I eat, and probably in about an hour, hour and a half, I'm ready to eat again. Don't believe me? Ask anybody that I work with. Like, I eat around the clock. But it's okay because I'm eating the right thing. That's why I keep trying to tell you. You do not have to starve yourself to lose weight. You do not have to starve yourself to lose weight. Are the hash browns already cooked? No, I cook them. So I cook the hash browns and I throw them on top of everything. So yeah, no, I don't get pre-cooked hash browns. Now, I will tell you, if you want to make it easier, you can pre-cook everything. The freezer is your friend. So like when I meal prep my food, I meal prep it and it all goes straight into the freezer. Why? Because the freezer is going to freeze it and preserve it like it was the day you made it. So I can eat food that I made 2 or 3 weeks later and it still is very flavorful and well seasoned like I just made. That's why I go straight to the freezer. Got it? So that's the breakfast bowl. Breakfast bowl works for me. I'll give you one more and I'll make it real quick. These are egg bites. Oh my God, I would make egg bites and I absolutely love the egg bites, right? So you get a cupcake sheet, right? Cupcake sheet, oil it down. Use avocado oil. Don't use like or extra virgin olive oil, but I'm a fan of avocado oil just because it's got better benefits for you. But anyway, so oil down each one of the cupcake sheets. Go in it with your egg whites, and then you can drop any of those other vegetables and things that I told you in there. You can break up your meat, drop your meat in there too. And so you can just put all those, once you cook, put them in the oven on 350. Let them cook for about 15, 20 minutes. You want that egg to kind of get a little crispy. And I will use a whole egg with that. I will mix in a couple whole eggs to kind of give that a strong bonding and consistency with that. And then that way in the morning, they're all in the freezer. You are just grabbing those, pop 2 in the microwave, and you're on the go. Oh, somebody said, what type of seasonings do you use? And what about Miss Dash? All right, so listen, I'm gonna tell y'all real quick about seasoning. I'm gonna slide back. I'm gonna let y'all see something. This is my seasoning cabinet, right? You see, it's all 3 layers. Listen, I'm a fan of seasonings, and I whip it. I can't tell you what I use every single time because I cook based on how I feel. That's just me. That's how I taught myself to cook. I cook based on what I feel. So if I'm feeling spicy, I'm gonna cook a little spicy. If I want something a little sweeter, I'll balance it out to where it's a little sweeter with it. So it's all on how I feel. So my seasonings, it just goes on how I'm feeling at the time that I'm meal prepping. But I got everything. I don't use Mrs. Dash. I know a lot of people that do use Mrs. Dash. I'm okay with the sodium that I use when I season. So I do use like Nature's Own is like a base. Nature's Own is like a base for a lot of stuff for me, or like an all-purpose seasoning. It's always gonna be like a base for me. But I'm not heavy-handed with my seasoning. So I'm not like trying to truly make the fish or the chicken be a completely different color with my first layer, because I'm probably going to come through with 3 layers of seasoning. Like that all-purpose seasoning or that Nature's Own, it's just like the base layer. And then I'm going to come back with something else, and I'm probably going to come back with something else. I like to make sure my stuff works together. Got it? Got that? All right, I'm going to close this real quick. All right, so that's breakfast. Now, let's get to lunch and dinner. You can make these work any way you want to make them work. Lunch and dinner, okay? All right, so I'll give you a couple of my go-to recipes. Recipe number 1, quesadillas. Quesadillas. Same wrap. I just took 1, right? I took 1. You guys can see that. Look at that. Look at the good consistency. So this is shrimp. I didn't do one with chicken, but this is shrimp. So you can see I got the vegetables in there. You can see the red onion in there, the bell pepper in there. I usually like colorful bell pepper in there, so you can see that in there, and the shrimp in there, right? Boom. Go to. Take 1. You cut it in 3s. There you go. If you want a salad with it or a vegetable with it, you're good, right? So how do I do that? Again, take 1 wrap, drop that in the skillet. Boom. Because I've already cooked my shrimp, right? I'm already cooking this up. So like that's the thing. I cook my stuff up so I can have a lot of options. I can kind of be fluid when it comes to cooking, right? Judith Matthews, you are so funny. Oh, Pastor Jay asked me to bring all these meal preps to work with me today. That lady is funny. Okay, so listen. All right, so that's boom. Quesadillas out the door. I used the the fat-free mozzarella cheese. I came through with I season my vegetables when I saute them in the pan, then I drop them in there with the cheese, cook on one side, fold that top side over, flip over, cook again on the other side, cut it up, slice it, you're done. That's quick. I promise you, these take 5 minutes to make. 5 minutes and you're done. And I will make these for the week and put them in the freezer. And this is a lunch. This is lunch 1. I eat 2 lunches every day. My first lunch is usually about 10:30, and my second lunch is around 12:30, 1 o'clock. But that would be first lunch right there. Got it? All right, I'll give you another meal option. And I'm going to give you some that are complex and some that are pretty simple. No, I have never used grapeseed oil. I have never used grapeseed oil. I haven't. To the person who asked that question, I have never used grapeseed oil. I stick with avocado oil. That's what I use for everything I cook. That's just me, right? So if you want to keep it real standard and you don't want to get creative, you want to make life easy, because sometimes I don't feel like getting so creative in the kitchen. I just keep it simple. Here we go. Chicken breast and broccoli. Chicken breast and broccoli. I weigh out my chicken breast. I weigh out my broccoli. Chicken breast and broccoli. Now, it's well seasoned. A lot of times when I cook my chicken breast, I'll let them bad boys marinate the night before. I'm going to let them marinate. Boom. And then the next day, we getting active. The next day, they're either going in the air fryer, in the oven, or on the grill. 9 times out of 8, I'm going to hit the grill. I did not feel like firing up the grill today, but you can see I'm just as nasty with it in the air fryer. The air fryer is your friend. I'm telling you. The air fryer is your friend. And you would weigh all that stuff out and just plug that into your app, right? But like I told you, if you're not interested in doing the app version, just stick with chicken and vegetables. Or not chicken and vegetables, but protein and vegetables. Make it simple. Protein, vegetables. Protein, vegetables. Throw in a carb source. Get a cup of rice in there. Good carb source, sweet potatoes, things like that. You want to throw those in there, kind of mix them in or whatever, but just stick with your meat and your vegetables. Got it? All right. So this meal prep number 2. I wanted to actually like cook on live for y'all, but again, it's just me in the house, so I didn't really have somebody that was like moving around me with a camera. So I didn't want to be doing all that. So boom, right? So all right, that's meal 2. Meal 3. Sometimes you want to get creative and you want something a little extra. So here we go. Here's what I have right here. This is a chicken thigh. Now, I'm not a proponent of always going for a chicken thigh. I just mix them in because they are much juicier than a chicken breast. Now, don't get it twisted, because quinoa is fine, Ms. Todd. Yes, quinoa is a good, or quinoa, wherever you're from, however you say it. But it's quinoa, right? Quinoa. But most people may have heard quinoa. But yes, that's good. That's good for you to have. Yes. So it's brown rice, healthier. Brown rice is healthier. I'm a fan of jasmine rice or the basmati rice. Jasmine rice or the basmati rice are the 2 that I cook with. Jasmine rice, basmati rice. Either one. I buy the big bag, and you can rock with that for months at a time. Got it? So here we go. This is a chicken thigh. I like chicken thighs because, like I said, they are juicier. They hold the flavor a little better than a chicken breast. Now, my chicken breast is still juicy. I can show you. I can prove you. I don't mean to give you that test. But anyway, throw in a couple of shrimp because I want to change the pace. So it's 2 shrimp in there. And then those are broccoli florets. Do you see how green that broccoli is? Now this, I didn't make this today because I actually made these 2 on the grill. I didn't make this. This meal right here is 2 weeks old. I just took it out of the freezer and warmed it up. So you guys can see though, it's still a very good meal. And I will eat this like nobody's business, all right? So that's broccoli, that's a couple of shrimp, and that's chicken thigh. Boom, there you go, right? There you go. Meal, let's go. This is something I made this morning. Cod. I'm a fan of cod, all right? So, boom, cod and Brussels sprouts. This is cod and Brussels sprouts. I hate the cod with a little salt, pepper, a little Nature's Own. What did I go after that with? Nature's Own and something else, I can't remember. And then for my Brussels sprouts, I love Brussels sprouts. And as a kid, is cauliflower rice a choice? It is. You can rock with cauliflower rice too. Brussels sprouts, I hated them as a kid, love them as an adult. All right. So what I do with the Brussels sprouts, I'll buy the half Brussels sprouts, right? The already half Brussels sprouts. I'll season them up, soak them in oil, season them up, and then I'll throw them in the air fryer, bring them out of the air fryer. I'll whip them up in like a balsamic, something like this, to give it some flavor, because it's already got a flavor from your seasoning, but I'll whip that up with a balsamic. Man, listen, that's a meal, right? So, but I'm just giving you meal options. This does not have to be complicated. Don't overthink this. It doesn't take all that. So, like I said, I just wanted to kind of provide you guys some options so you can do this thing and we can get 2024 started off right together, right? All right, so here we go. For my salad lovers, right? If you love a salad, I'm not against the salad, right? But what I am going to do is make sure that I load my salad down with protein so that it holds me, because you got to understand that greenery is just roughage. It's going to flow through your system really fast and you're going to be hungry again. So you may eat a salad and you felt like, oh man, this was such a big salad. And then in an hour, you're hungry again. Why? Because that was just roughage. You didn't give yourself a base with it, anything to hold it. So boom, here it is. This is a salmon salad, right? This is a salmon salad. I broiled this salmon this morning. So this is mixed greens with a separate thing of spinach. So I do a layer of spinach and then a layer of the mixed greens. I cut up some tomatoes in there and bell pepper in there. And then I broiled the salmon and boom, you see it. You see it. Let me help you see how pink this salmon is, right? Boom. Look at that. That's how you want your salmon to look, right? Nice, good flavor on the cup, still juicy. Boom. That's a salad. You're out of there. Now you want to come behind that with a nice vinaigrette. You want to come behind that with a nice vinaigrette? That's a meal. Guys, don't overthink it. Now, guess what's not on my salad? Croutons. Croutons, not on my salad. Croutons, not on my salad. Croutons. Did I load my salad down with cheese? No. Those of you who have that addiction to cheese, like cheese does not have to go on everything. You can enjoy food and life without cheese. And Lala, you know I was coming behind y'all to talk about ranch. Like, no. It's other ways to do this thing called life without ranch. There's so many other dressings and vinaigrettes that you need to expose your taste buds to. Like, come on, we got to grow past ranch for everything in 2024. Please, all right? All right, here we go. I'll give you guys another one. Boom. Now, so I made the salmon 2 ways. I use salmon for a salad, and that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of times when you lay out your proteins, you don't have to just cook for one meal. I cook a lot of things at one time so that I have options. I load my freezer down with meal preps, and now I'm just grab and go for the next week until it's time to do it. I'm grab and go. Are you weighing everything as carbs, meats, or proteins and vegetables, or are you just serving sauce based on label? No. Okay. So, Miss Fields, yes, I weigh out everything, right? So, if I got ready to eat any one of these meals, what I would do, I would take the chicken breast, I would weigh out the chicken breast, and then I would weigh out the broccoli, and I would plug that in and go. All right. So, you can do it 2 ways. You can keep a food scale, and you can do it before. Like, once you are meal prepping, you can kind of say, okay, I'm going to do 50 grams of protein. So, you can weigh out when you prep, you want to, make sure your chicken breasts all add up to that 50. So if you have to cut a couple pieces or whatever you want to do, you just want to make sure it all adds up to that 50. Or you just do it on the back end. You meal prep, you put your things in there. You don't want to overload. When I do broccoli, I'm going to do about 5 or 6 pieces of the broccoli. When I do asparagus, I'm going to do about 6 or 7 pieces of asparagus, maybe 8 or 9, depending on how thick they are, right? And then maybe a handful of, that's just kind of how I do it. And then I weigh it out when it's time for me to eat it, right? You should have any questions. All right, boom, 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 boom. So listen, this is another one. Salmon. The asparagus, you can't really see it because I don't want the meal to tip over, but the asparagus, that's why I didn't want to see me trying to help y'all see. All right, anyway, it's asparagus in there, and then I got the salmon. So those are roasted potatoes. I took the red potatoes like I was talking about yesterday, threw them in the air fryer, oil, a little seasoning, a little garlic butter seasoning, not garlic butter, but it's a garlic butter seasoning. Boom. Threw that on there, asparagus. So now I have my protein, I have my carb in my potatoes, and I have my greenery in my asparagus. I'm out of there, right? I'm out of there. I'm out of there. It doesn't have to be complex. I see Miss Lee saying that I make the meal prep sound really doable. I'm guessing you're saying doable. It is, because you don't have to overthink this. You do not have to overthink this. I order all my meal prep dishes from Amazon. I think I order a pack of 25. And that way, and I'm gonna show y'all what I'll show you guys kind of what my refrigerator looks like when I finish with a Sunday meal prep, because I just have meal prep dishes everywhere, right? Why do you weigh out the vegetables? So I weigh out the vegetables because when I'm using the app, I want to have an accurate measurement of what I'm consuming throughout the course of the day. So I weigh everything, right? For me, I want to have an accurate measurement because I want to be as close to those goals every single day, right? So that's why I weigh out vegetables, I weigh out protein, everything that I'm consuming, I weigh it out, right? And again, this is why I don't eat out though. This is why I meal prep. I'm going to go a little longer than 40. If y'all let me go to 50 minutes, I want to get over like a couple more meals. So let me go to 50 minutes. I'm at 43 minutes right now. Please let me go to 50 minutes today if y'all don't mind. All right. So that's why I don't eat out, because you don't know what's going on in that kitchen. You don't know what they're using. You don't know, you just don't know. I would rather control what I eat and know what goes into my meals, right? So I'm controlling everything. So now I know if my body isn't responding, right? If my body isn't responding the way I want it to respond, I can go back and fine tune because I know what I've been eating, right? So that's why you got to be okay eating some of the same things. So when I say give yourself options, I give myself options, but on a 2-week rotation. But I can eat the same thing for a month. It doesn't bother me, right? But for a whole week, I'm going to cook 3 meals. I'll cook a lunch, another lunch, and then dinner. So the 3 meals for those. Boom. I cook those on Sunday, and I may give myself another little go-to meal in there that I can just pull out, grab, and go real quick, right? All right, so here we go. Another meal option, real simple. It is a sweet potato with cut up chicken breast. I take an entire chicken breast, cut it up, throw it in the sweet potato. Now, with this sweet potato, you may want to throw in light. Y'all heard me say light cinnamon, just to knock that bite off. Me, I don't use any cinnamon. I'm going to pour a sauce in here, usually tiger sauce. I absolutely love tiger sauce. I'll use tiger sauce or maybe like a sugar-free barbecue sauce, that G-Hue sauce I was telling you about. Like I'll use something like that, but I will pour it on top of this, and boom, that is a meal, right? That is a meal. And when I eat the sweet potato, I eat the skin of the sweet potato too, because a lot of nutrients are in the skin. So but that is a meal, right? This is simple, right? And if I was to sauce it up for y'all and mix it in, y'all would be like, oh, that looks so good. Yes, right? But I don't put the sauce in until I take it out of the freezer and defrost it. Boom, 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 boom. Got it? So there you go. But this is another meal option: sweet potato and chicken breast. Sweet potato and chicken breast. It does not have to be complicated, people. I don't know another way to tell you guys. It doesn't have to be complicated. You can make this so easy. So easy. All right. Here we go. I'll give you guys another one. So, same chicken breast. I was like, yo, I may want a salmon salad and I may want a chicken breast salad. So, boom. I took the same meal. I just cut up the chicken breast, laid it across the salad. My meal preps can hold 4 cups of salad mix. 4 cups. So I'll usually probably do about 3 cups of my mixed greens and spinach in there, and then throw my chicken breast right on top of that. But y'all can see that. Real simple. Real simple. Somebody asked, can you add a little honey? Absolutely. Listen. When I cook my salmon, once I'm done, that's that little secret ingredient. I put a little honey across the top, and I'll throw it back in there for a second just to let that honey melt and just kind of go all over the salmon. Listen, I can't give y'all all the secrets today, but yes, it is okay to use a little honey. That won't hurt you at all. That will not hurt you. I promise you, it won't hurt you. A little honey is good. What else we got? 1, 2, 3. Boom. Did I give y'all everything? Oh, snap. Y'all hold tight. All right, I'm going to show y'all real quick. I kind of stopped. All right, so this is a recipe I jumped on. Listen, I jumped on this probably 2 weeks ago, and I have been eating it every day. Every day I eat one of these sandwiches, okay? When I was in college, I went to old UAB before they got the new UAB. So I was a student under the Hill University Center, the HUC. Now they got all that fancy stuff. We didn't have that. So we walked into a little cafe area, whatever, and they had a Chick-fil-A in there. And I ate Chick-fil-A a lot. But they also used to have this home cooking station, right? In the home cooking station, they had these ladies over there. They made these Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, right? Now, I told y'all, I don't really mess with red meat like that. So I'm not really a fan of Philly cheesesteak. And let me say this to you guys. Here's the reason. So I don't want anybody to be like, well, why doesn't he eat red meat? So my dad had a 2-year battle with prostate cancer. I know that red meat, they tell you the more red meat that you consume, the higher your chances are. Like you can help yourself or lessen those chances by staying away from red meat. When my dad shared that bit of information with me and red meat, done. I haven't had a steak in years. I haven't had a hamburger in years. I just watch everybody else eat them, and I live vicariously through them. But that's why I stay away from red meat. So it's not that anything is wrong with it from that standpoint, but that's why I stay away. Red meat also weighs you down. It makes you feel so much heavier. Like, so just for me, it's a no. But anyway, all right, so I couldn't do the Philly cheesesteak, but I used to always ask the lady, yo, can you make me a chicken Philly? She would make a chicken Philly. Listen, God saying, bless that lady's soul wherever she is, okay? Listen. So it just hit me about 2 weeks ago. I was like, yo, you can make a chicken Philly. So what I do is I buy the ground chicken, right? So this is the ground chicken. I cut up bell pepper in there, red onions in there. I throw jalapenos in there because I like a little spice. So boom, I season it and I cook it. This is the ground chicken, right? My next step, I come behind it with the mozzarella cheese. So I roll the cheese in there, right? If I had more time, like I would finish, because I left this halfway finished because I wanted y'all to see what it looks like when you come back with the cheese and just listen. All right, so I roll the cheese in there. So now I've got a good balance between my cheese and my meat. Got it? So the chicken Philly is done. Now I come behind that with, I told you guys, so I like this Healthy Life whole wheat bread. Healthy Life whole wheat bread, 6 net carbs, high fiber, 35 calories per slice, right? So what I'll do, depending on where my carb count is for the day, I'll either make it a whole sandwich. And of course, I told you, you got to cut that sandwich diagonally. If you cut your sandwich in half, listen, stop it. Something's wrong, okay? Cut your sandwich diagonally once you make it. Or I just make a half sandwich. If I feel like I'm kind of right up against it with where I want my carbs to be for the day, I'll just make a half sandwich. So I'll do it on one side, fold it over. But listen, that is a go-to. The chicken Philly is quick. It's easy. You get a pound of ground chicken. Like Walmart sells a pound of ground chicken. Season up the ground chicken. Throw whatever, vegetables you want to throw in there. cook that down, boom, come back with the cheese. Now you take that and you're putting that on the bread. That is a meal, right? That is a meal, and it's a fun meal, and it's not bad for you. Look at it and tell me where you feel like it's bad. It's not bad for you, right? It's not bad for you. I got y'all. I'm giving y'all all the cheat codes today, right? I'm giving you all the cheat codes that I have. Y'all heard me talk about Quest chips. These are what Quest chips look like. These are one of my favorite bags. This is the hot and spicy bag. I love this. This is the ranch bag for my ranch lovers, right? So what I would do is something like that. For those of you who like taco salad, right? For those of you who like taco salad, you can make you can make a deconstructed taco. So what you'll do, you'll layer the bottom of your container with the Quest chips. Now, if you do chicken or turkey or steak, however you want to do it, boom, you season that up. She said, "What if you don't like ground chicken?" If you don't like ground chicken, use the sirloin, the sirloin. You can use that. Try that. I just don't do the steak. That's why the ground chicken was the option for me. All right, so what you can do though with the chips, so your chips are your bottom layer. You come across the top of that with your lettuce, tomatoes, bell pepper, onions, got it? Maybe a light layer of cheese, but that cheese I was talking to you about, boom. Then you come with your salsa, drop your salsa on top. You got taco salad or deconstructed taco. That's really good for you. That's really good for you. It doesn't have all the, it's not the same as if you went and got taco salad from Moe's or somewhere, because you're controlling what you eat. You control the ingredients, so you're able to monitor and keep out the things that your body doesn't need. What apps are you using to decide your calorie intake? All right, so listen, yesterday I kind of gave this out to you guys. If you want to get real official and check your macros, the app that I use is, well, it's not an app, it's a website. It's called carbcalculator.net. Carbcalculator.net. What you'll do is you'll put in your metrics. So it'll ask you your age, your height, your weight, male or female, how many times a week you work out, etc. Now, so from there, it'll spit out data to you. It's going to tell you if you want to lose a pound a week, here's your calorie count, what your calorie count needs to be daily. If you want to lose 2 pounds a week, here's what your calorie count needs to be daily. You want to gain a pound, you want to gain 2 pounds. It'll give you that. So now I have that number. So that number is my metric. So now I'm over to my app, whether you use MyFitnessPal or I use Lose It, right? So I'll give Lose It my metrics. Lose It is going to give me, again, a number that they need me to stick to for the day, right? So based on what I tell Lose It, my goals are. If I want to gain weight or if I want to lose weight, it's going to tell me what I need to do as far as my meals go. So now each time I eat, I plug in what I had, and it's going to live time, real time adjust for the day, right? You're going to get some back when you work out. You're going to get some back when you walk. Any type of activities that you do, it's going to give you some carbs back that you can have, or calories, not carbs, but it's going to give you some calories back that you can have. But every time I eat, I plug it in. I will show you guys metrics really quick, and then I'll let you guys go because I'm way over time for today. And I'll be back with a special guest tomorrow, so make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. She's going to kind of hit you with a different angle. I told her what I've shared for the week, and she'll give you kind of a different angle of things. All right, so here's real quick. I hope you guys can see that. But see that top bar? It's letting me know what my metrics are. These are all my meals that I consumed on this particular day, and it's going to just keep track of it. It's going to keep track. So that's why I'm a fan of the apps, because it makes life easier if you're really trying to track it on that level, right? So with Lose It, once I put in each meal that I put in, boom, it's going to let me know. All right, so you got this amount left for protein, this amount left for fat, this amount left for carbs. Boom. And it just adjusts every time I put a meal in. Got it? All right, listen, real quick. Do we have any more questions before I let you guys go? I've given you guys a bunch of meal prep options today. This is not everything in my repertoire, but these are just some quick options to get you started. And I guess when we come back with a checkup, I'll just kind of let you guys know just a lengthy list. Doesn't seem long because you're thank you so much, Miss Todd. I appreciate that. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it. And for everybody that's been tuning in all week, I know this is day 3. I appreciate you guys giving me 45 minutes to an hour of your day. I know we are all busy. We are all busy, and it's 100 things we can do. But I thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Shantae, yes, put that lemon pepper wing down and come back with a lemon pepper chicken breast, all right? But I'm cool with you doing wings. Like, I eat wings too, but the difference between my wings, I'm going to smoke them or do them on the grill. Like, I really try to stay away from the fried wings. I'm going to smoke them, throw them on the grill, kind of however I want to go. even throw them in the air fryer, right? That's when you want to kind of really try to stay away from that fried food as best you can. Got it? All right. If you guys have any questions, look, I have given you guys my email. Find it in the chat. Danica put it up there and on my socials so you guys can find me if you need me. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Y'all be blessed.